Bob here with Brainstorm Media. Thought I'd break down something profound that I came across. And right here on the UN's website, we have it plain in sight. They're not hiding it anymore, folks. The New World Order is here. The United Nations has changed their website. You can go to UNNWO.org, and they have now changed it to where it says UN, United Nations, New World Order. If we go down here, it says, let's take our planet back. See, folks, this is what's going on during the midst of this COVID-19 pandemic. They are using this crisis, this created crisis, to slowly but surely collapse the world economy and bring in this new world order. And they're not hiding it anymore. They're throwing it right in our faces, right here. The United Nations New World Order Project is a global, high-level initiative founded in 2008 and led by Jamie Ilian and Ndaba Mandela to advance a new economic paradigm and a new world order for humankind, which achieves the UN's global goals for sustainable development by 2030 and the happiness, well-being, and freedom of all life on Earth by 2050. You see, this lies right there straight up. The Agenda 2030 might have been set in 2008, but they've had this going on they've had this planned out for many decades, folks. They've been refining it. Agenda 21, now it's become Agenda 2030, and they plan to have everything set in place, like they said, by 2050. So this is just the beginning. They have their initiatives lined out. Happytalism is a new economic paradigm which places happiness, well-being, and freedom at the center of human development models, systems, and all life. Look at that, folks. More control, mind control right there. Making up their own little words for it. United Nations International Day of Happiness. Look at that. The global, all-seeing eye. The happiness. Right here. Founded in 2012, the United Nations International Day of Happiness recognizes happiness as a fundamental human right and goal and is celebrated every March 20th forever. Wow. Unbelievable. Here's their Sustainable Development Goals. The UN Global Goals, advancing a new economic paradigm of happytalism for humanity, means mobilizing $30 trillion towards achieving the 17 UN global goals, 169 targets by 2030. Join us. Look at this crap, man. Throwing it right in our faces. This is how the New World Order is just bringing it right out and telling you to come hop on board and be a part of this nonsense, man. This is more control. This is more a part of the World Health Organization's plan and Bill Gates and these technocratic puppets that are trying to slowly get everyone on this. Not even slow. I shouldn't even say slowly now. They've ramped everything up, and they want to get everyone vaccinated. They want everyone on their future ID system, their health ID system, which is called ID 2020. And it's just spooky, the stuff we're starting to see here, folks, pop up with Bill Gates, who has a patent for a basically tracking system that will reward you for being a good citizen, for going on those jogs and tracking where you go and how good of a consumer are you, and you'll be rewarded for those things. This is out of Black Mirror, folks. We got to wake up here. They're just shoving it right in front of our faces now. Advancing a new economic paradigm of happytalism since 2008. Look at this crap, man. A great revolution is waiting for us. The crisis doesn't only make us free to imagine other models, another future, another world. It obligates us to do so. It is former French President Nicolas Sarkozy, September 2008. Man. And here's the last point. Making an impact across the globe. 10 billion happy by 2050. That's the goal, folks. Everyone chipped and happy, sedated by your New World Order. They're the United Nations founders, the Rothschilds, and the other 300 group of dynastic and elite wealthy families are all making it happen. Every March 20th since 2012, all 7.8 billion fellow members of the global human family living in 206 countries and territories celebrate happiness as a fundamental human right and goal, and happitalism as a new economic paradigm for humanity. Join us. Let's achieve 10 billion happy and sedated to the New World Order mind control system by 2050. There it is, folks. Right there, right in front of your face. It's pretty mind-blowing to see it coming to fruition. I mean, we've heard folks like Alex Jones and just others who have been speaking about this this new world order, this agenda that they've had to slowly get us on this chipped system. Like Aaron Russo was the one who was saying that too back in the day, who met with one of the Rockefeller cousins or grandsons. So, man, this is something else, kind of almost out of the Twilight Zone here, you know. And I wish more people would have listened. We got to wake more people up here. Here is something spooky too from Congress.gov. Here we got this bill for the tracing program called HR. Look at this, HR 6666. What is that? Who came up with that number? Let's stop and think about that. Because to these elite, these wealthy, devil-worshipping, technocratic demons, they use these numbers. And it just so happens that this tracing program amongst this virus that has been this plandemic, it's called HR 6666. I don't know about you, but that doesn't feel right to me. And the TRACE stands for Testing, Reaching, and Contacting Everyone Act. Unbelievable, folks. You're just seeing how they're going to be tracking and tracing everyone and trying to get everyone tested. And they're going to take away our freedoms here if we don't agree with it. So here's a document posted by Deborah Tavares on her YouTube channel, stopthecrime.net. Go check that channel out if you haven't, folks. It's super enlightening. She's been doing some amazing work, you know, hour lectures just breaking down all of these elite technocrats and their plan to control the resources and herd humanity into these human settlement zones, all part of the UN's Agenda 2030, Sustainable Development Goals. But go check it out. But this was posted by her the other day, in which we have a document from the State of California Health and Human Services Agency, Department of Social Services. It's got Gavin Newsom's name right there. May 6th of 2020. As a participant in state assistance benefits, including Cash Aid, CalFresh, and Medi-Cal, in accordance with the State of California Order Numbers 3.21.20, blah, 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 you are being informed that COVID-19 testing is declared mandatory for all members of your household receiving assistance. You see that? You're not going to be able to receive your benefits if you don't get tested. Wake up. They're taking our rights away if we don't get tested for this virus, which the tests themselves were shown to be fraudulent. The president of Tanzania didn't trust the CDC and the World Health Organization, so he had those, he tested different creatures and actually fruits. He tested papayas and goats, and they all came back positive for COVID-19. So as you can see, the whole system's been set up. The tests are fraudulent. I can't trust that, folks. They're going to try and get everyone vaccinated and on this new age ID system. So, and now they're threatening to take away people's benefits who don't get tested. So it says you may receive the test free of charge any of the participating sites in Merced County, California. Please refer to the attachment pamphlet for testing sites and information related to COVID-19 testing. Appointments are required for testing. You can register online at their website or by calling. Tests will be performed Monday through Friday, 7 to 7. Failure to obtain a test. Here's the important part right here, folks. Failure to obtain a test by June 1st, 2020 will resort, Failure to obtain a test by June 1st, 2020 will result in the temporary suspension of your benefits beginning July 1st, 2020 and continue until such time that testing has been completed. There it is. If you don't get your test and get it in by June 1st, they'll stop giving you your benefits the following month. In addition, should you test positive for COVID-19, actually this is the important part, folks. If you test positive for COVID-19 and in compliance with the State of California Welfare and Institutions Code, the Human Services Agency of Merced County may deem it necessary to remove all children under the age of 18 from your household who have tested negative and place them in temporary foster care until such time that you have been determined to be recovered. Look at that. They're talking about taking your children out of your homes and separating them, put them in the foster care home if they find out you have COVID and they don't, which is going to be most likely the cases because let's think about this here. The children aren't getting it. It's mostly the older folks that are getting it. Some younger ranges have been found, but even we know the testing, like I was saying, is all skewed, all fraudulent. But I tell you what, this is the number one thing. We cannot let this happen. We cannot let people, government agents, come into our home and take our children out of our homes. You stand for freedom, or you'll fall to corruption. And we can't let that happen. And this article right here, this document right here, is just another example of how they're slowly creeping away, boiling the frog, so to speak, with this tyranny. So I'm going to leave you with that, and I'll be back with more content here soon. So with that, folks, continue to follow the channel here. Thanks for listening in, and I'll bring you more groundbreaking content here, more eye-opening content. So stay awake, folks, stay safe, protect yourselves, protect your families, and keep freedom alive. And I'll see you on the next one.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.